It all started out as a fairly normal late August day in Overton Park in Memphis, Tennessee. I've been going there frequently for years, and it's pretty much my second home. There's not very much to do in Memphis, and at this point in time, me and my friends Eli and Sarah were going to Overton almost every day to talk, hang out, and just spend time with each other in nature. Most of the park is wooded area, but the part we would go to had a big clearing called the Greensward, which has a little man-made pond called Rainbow Lake, a Vietnam War memorial called Veterans Plaza, a playground, a dog park, and a few trees scattered all around this part of the park. We would always sit in the shaded area behind the Vietnam War memorial with the toy soldier-looking statue to be out of the way of most park goers. It's a peculiar park, and I've had my fair share of strange experiences there, but I think this one takes the cake. We were sitting on our tie-dye park blanket as usual, chatting about whatever interesting things were going on at the time. We noticed that the leaves on the maple trees had just started to fall off and turn red, which, considering it was August, was slightly unusual. It ended up being a substantial topic of conversation, because the leaves usually start to turn in mid to late October in Tennessee. I start to gather up a few leaves to take a look at them. I end up grabbing a few different leaves ranging from fully green, picked right off the tree, fully red ones that still have some green, all the way to a crumpled brown dead leaf. Not really thinking about it, I start arranging them in a circle starting with the green leaf and showing a progression of each leaf in the next stage of life. It showed the green leaves turning red, then being fully red, the red leaves turning brown, and ending with the dead crumpled up brown leaf. I was really proud of my work, so naturally I told Eli and Sarah to come look at my circle of life with maple leaves that I just made. They of course get a kick out of it, because it does look kinda cool. Sarah thought it was missing something in the middle, so she goes and gets a big leaf that has fallen from the single yellow poplar tree that's in the area of the park and sets it in the middle of the circle of life. We start being silly and joking that the middle leaf is the universal truth in the circle of life. We didn't really give it much thought to what the universal truth actually was, but we thought it was funny, so we just went with it. I snap a picture for my Instagram, and we move on, but we leave the leaves arranged on the blanket until we leave the park. Summer break had ended, and senior year started. We didn't go back for 3 days, even though it was sunny and nice out. 3 days isn't particularly a long time, but over the summer we went there every day. The next time we went, we got out of Sarah's car as usual and started walking over to our designated spot. We thought everything was normal as we were walking on the path, until I saw that something looked slightly different. As we got closer, we realized what it was. The yellow poplar tree, aka the universal truth tree, had completely fallen over, and there was a new baby tree planted right next to it. Keep in mind, I made a circle of life out of maple leaves, and Sarah put the big yellow poplar leaf in the center of my circle of life. We are obviously freaking out because the tree of the leaf that we put in the center of the circle of life is laying on the ground before us. And not even that. There's a baby tree planted about 20 feet away. The yellow poplar tree seemed to be healthy, and there had been no rain or strong winds that would blow it down. It was also strange, considering the fact that the Overton Park Committee rarely ever plants new trees, since there are already so many. We were shocked. Looking at the fallen tree and the new baby tree was just absolutely surreal. I remember looking at the two trees, and then me and my friends staring at each other with wide eyes, saying absolutely nothing for at least a minute. We didn't have to say anything to know exactly what we were all thinking. Two of the thoughts that were going through our heads at the moment was, did we cause this? And did we accidentally perform some kind of ritual? The yellow poplar was completely knocked over, and if someone wanted it gone, wouldn't they just cut it down? Did someone see that the tree had fallen and plant a new one near it, or was the new tree planted before it fell? There are so many unanswered questions. Even if someone did decide to fully knock it down instead of cutting it down to plant a new tree, I personally still think it's weird that it was the exact tree of the leaf that was in the center of the circle of life. It could all just be one huge coincidence, but I've got to say, I don't believe in coincidences anymore. I made a circle of life with maple leaves, and then the next time I came back to the spot where it happened, a physical example of the circle of life was sitting there right before my very eyes. I like to think that the fallen yellow poplar tree was the work of me and my friends, but to this day, it baffles me. I still have no idea what happened or why it happened. This really was a a pillar of change in how I see the world. It taught me that humans are much more powerful than we could ever imagine, and that magic isn't just in fairy tales.